we also contributed in Sindoor in some of the technologies what we supplied to Army. Actually, it was used, it was very handy. And we continue to work with defense forces to meet their requirements. And Sindoor, the whole Indian ecosystem worked, startups worked, industry worked, defense research institutes worked. Quantum computers are soon coming, and therefore we need to protect our information which is flowing into the pipes. This can be decoded because the encryption will be broken with the quantum computer. So therefore we need a new way of protecting this encryption that is dealt by quantum communication.
C-DOT is a pioneer when it comes to research in telecom sector, but people who don't know what does it actually do, can you give us in detail what are its functions?
Yeah, thank you. As you know, C-DOT was established in 1984. We have now almost 4 decades of journey we have undertaken. When it was established in 1984, the primary challenge given to C-DOT was to develop digital exchange in 36 months with 36 crore rupees. That was the mandate given by the government, and it delivered its promise. And those rural telephones, it brought the rural revolution in the country, PCO revolution. It also brought a lot of price control on the technology which we used to import because we had an alternative. So from that legacy we come, and now times have changed. You know that a lot of competition is there, privatization is happening, a lot of new players have emerged, a lot of established players have disappeared like Siemens, Alcatel, AT&T. They are all no more there. The new players have emerged. So we are now focusing on the current telecom and the cyber technologies for the country. So if I say what are we doing, we have 5 verticals or the 5 center of excellence which we are focusing. The first one is the mobile wireless, where we deal with 4G, 5G and 6G. Our second COE is on cyber security, where we develop various cyber security tools of early warning in the cyber system, cyber space, as well as we do the mitigation platform for mitigating the threats which are coming to the organization. So that is our second area. Our third area is quantum communication. As you know, quantum computers are soon coming, and therefore we need to protect our information which is flowing into the pipes. This can be decoded because the encryption will be broken with the quantum computer. So therefore we need a new way of protecting this encryption that is dealt by quantum communication. That is our third vertical. Fourth is artificial intelligence. So we use artificial intelligence for our own telecom system everywhere. What AI can help us in terms of bringing efficiency, in terms of optimization, in terms of energy saving, in terms of bringing better productivity. And apart from that, we do AI primarily for solving the day-to-day problems of cyber frauds, other kind of frauds. So that is the fourth vertical. The fifth vertical is we do very niche applications. What I mean by niche applications, the applications which are not done by the private sector or are complex to be done or requires a lot of coordination with other agencies. So that kind of applications we do, like disaster management or secure voice and chat, video conferencing, or mission critical applications. These are 5 major verticals. We have been present in earlier, but our focus has really reduced now. For example, C-DOT is very much good. We're doing very good work in optical communication. In BharatNet 1 and 2, in fact, the C-DOT technologies are working in 150,000 gram panchayats. Is technology developed by C-DOT. But we are defocusing there because a lot of private sectors are immersed there. So second is the routers. We supply routers to defense because for keeping our network safe, we need our own routers. But in terms of scaling up, these are not scaled up activities. They are on need basis. But these 5 verticals I said, these are full blown verticals where we will be focusing next 5 years also.
Sir, can you name some of the successful products that you have launched in last 5 years?
So I'll touch base on each of these verticals. I think the first, if you talk about mobile, we were given the task by our Honorable Prime Minister to develop indigenous 4G system for the country. And you know that why we need our own indigenous wireless system is, you know, the condition, geopolitical situations happening around the world. The wars are being fought not through weapons alone, but the cyber space. And therefore, the government told us to have our own 4G system. We partnered with TCS as system integrator and Tejas as a radio provider, and we developed this technology in a record time. We started this somewhere in 2021, early 2021, and by 23 we had deployed this technology in Punjab Circle in three cities, Firozpur, Pathankot and Amritsar. We tested our technology in 23, and after that, after getting a thumbs up from BSNL, we started rolling it down full blown in Punjab, Haryana, and slowly to all the states. And I feel proud to say that when we did almost 97,000 sites in BSNL network across India, it was launched by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, in September 25 from Odisha. And today it serves around 3 crore 4G customers of BSNL with 1,75,000 eNode Bs, the radio sites, radios of 4G radios, and delivering a traffic of 5.5 petabyte. So this was the first big success in mobile. So when we were succeeding somewhere in 23 in 4G, which is primarily used for data, so we were told by the government, why don't you develop a system for voice also? So voice in 4G or 5G is delivered through a system called IMS, in IP multimedia system. That is the technology that delivers the voice. So we were told to develop IMS. We developed IMS, and now it is already rolled out in 7 BSNL circles, and by September end it will be rolled out across India and all the circles, and then we'll have a complete control on voice and data and complete accessory technology, the technology which are required. In addition, the accessory part of the have also been developed. So slowly, I think this has made a big wonderful base for us to develop 5G, develop 6G. As regards 5G, I must tell you, 5G core we have already supplied to BSNL. Now the core which is deployed across BSNL is 5G core, 5G NSA core. The radios were not ready. The government could have gone 5G service in BSNL with foreign radios, but the government consciously decided, no, we'll use our own indigenous radios. So we have developed 5G radio. Not only us now, there are other people like Tata's, they have developed, startups have developed. So India will have a good ecosystem in 5G also. As regards 6G, we are working because this is an open field. 4G and 5G, we were adopters. We are, 4G we are definitely behind the word, and 5G we developed, later than what word came. But 6G will be at par with the word. I think 6G we are working because this is open. Standards are also not yet finalized. Once the standards are finalized, I think we will develop the system, proto system, and the carrier grade system along with the word. So this is for mobile. So let me now come to cyber. In cyber, we have developed various tools for, identifying the cyber threats coming to us. And we have also developed tools which mitigate the cyber threats. For example, we have a tool called Trinetra. We have a tool called Trinetra 360. Trinetra 360 is basically, even if you don't want to buy a tool from me, it evaluates your performance in the cyberspace, and it tells you where the gaps are there in your system. And it is a generative AI based system. You can find your own problems in your system, and it will also tell you how to plug it. So that is Trinetra 360. Trinetra is a combination of all the tools available in the market like EDR, DLP, SOAR, SIEM. So we have combined everything into one, which is able to mitigate the threats in the organization. We have supplied to various organizations like Kerala Police, BSNL, SAIL, Bank of Baroda, DGCA. So many organizations have adopted it, and I see that there is a good future for this product given the cyber is becoming very, very important. So this is the second part. The third one, I said quantum. Quantum, we have developed systems both in quantum key distribution, which is a physics-based method of quantum communication, and we have also developed in PQC, post-quantum cryptography, that is the mathematics-based system for quantum communication. We have made this system. These are all production-grade system. In fact, we have supplied this system to increase the, to develop the skill set in the country. To 17 universities, we have already supplied our system, and a lot of universities are still demanding the system, and we are giving. And since the quantum guidelines, migration guidelines have been issued by the country very recently, I see the uptake of the quantum system will start for the real commercial deployment. So the regulators are talking to their constituencies today that how to protect ourselves in the quantum era, because the government guidelines says from 2028 the critical sectors should start adopting, and as a country we should finish complete quantum migration including the normal customers by 2033. So this is for third quantum. AI, we have used in a big way, destroying SIM boxes available in Mewat, in Jamtara and other places. So SIM boxes were destroyed. After that, we developed the Sanchar Sathi platform for Department of Telecom. The Sanchar Sathi platform is the citizen-facing platform, but behind this there is a digital intelligence platform which actually brings up the fraudulent connections in the system. Together with other stakeholders, this system has disconnected 5 crore connections in the country, fraudulent connection. So now going forward, it will become very difficult for these fraudsters to enter into the system, but I can't say that it's 100% mitigated because they find different ways. But Sanchar Sathi has been a great success where we could, bring down or mitigate the cyber fraud in a big way. The fourth is the application, what I said. Fifth is the application, which I said, the niche application. We rolled out our disaster management system across 36 states and UTs. And then this system was based on SMS, dissemination based on SMS, and it is all auto. It is all auto, without human intervention. If the cyclone alarm, it picks up automatically, it makes the message automatically. The geo area, targeted area is defined, and in that geo targeted area, this message is delivered. But SMS has its some disadvantage, that it is a sequential messaging, and some time when you are dealing with tsunami or earthquake or lightning or gas leak or any emergency, SMS may not be a suitable platform, and therefore Honorable Prime Minister asked us to develop a latest platform, and we developed cell broadcast technology. This technology can alert 140 crore population in 5 to 10 seconds. So that's the beauty of the technology. It's a broadcast technology, and we are the third vendor in this world, to have developed this technology. There are only two vendors. So this is the key developments in last 4 to 5 years, the major ones.
Sir, I want to understand from you. You yourself said that war is not just being fought on grounds. Cyberspace is becoming a new place where enemies are trying to fight the war. We saw the same during the Operation Sindoor. Can you give us a detail how CDOT helped our forces in fighting the war during Operation Sindoor, sir?
No, I won't be able to say what, but definitely we also contributed in Sindoor in some of the technologies what we supplied to Army. I think it was used, it was very handy, and we continue to work with defense forces to meet their requirements. And Sindoor, the whole Indian ecosystem worked, startups worked, industry worked, the defense research institutes worked, and that's what brought success to the country. And think that we are self-reliant and we don't have to depend on many of the foreign technologies. So I will say that we supplied certain technologies which were used and which were appreciated also by Indian Army.
Sir, in general, can you give us detail how much you are working with the Indian Defence Forces when it comes to security? Because you say that when we employ foreign technology, there is a risk of security. So we need indigenous security telecom platform. So, sir, can you give us details? How are we moving in that direction?
See, all technology details I won't give, but lot of technology, for example, routers, for example, we supply to the defense. There are some communication technologies we might supply to defense. We can help them securing the communication, for example, communication from point A to point B. How do you encrypt it? How do you make it secure? How do you employ quantum into defense? So we are working very closely with the defense, and we in fact learn a lot from the defense when we develop technology from them, because their requirements are very, very tight, and that is how the technology also gets matured better. So we closely work with all three wings of the defense and meet their requirement whatever way we can.
So you talk a lot about quantum technology. I want to understand about the 6G also. You said both these technology we can compete with the world, and we can be ahead in the race also. So sir, can you give us details how your organization is working in the direction of 6G? What all products are you looking at when it comes to 6G, and what is being done in that direction?
I think when I talk about 6G, let me explain to you when we developed 4G. When we developed 4G, we didn't have 1G, 2G, 3G, and we had to make 4G. So you cannot make 4G unless until you know technologies 2G and 3G very well, because your 4G has to work alongside with 2G and 3G. So it was a difficult task for us to make 4G, because we need to understand complete underlying technology in 2G and 3G. Now, having made 4G, it took for us very less time to convert into 5G. Now we are ready with 5G. Trials are happening of 5G in Ambala. Once 5G is ready, 6G is a natural progression. So we are working in both making a 6G core as well as a 6G radio. But if you ask me what is the contour of this radio, what is the contour of core, these contours are still being decided by the agencies like 3GPP and ITU, which are the standards body. So 3GPP will maybe come out with final standards by 2028, but we are keeping track of it, and we are developing technology. And whenever technology comes, it is not fully changed. It is an upgrade to the, you work with your base technology. So our base technology today is 5G. On that we are working towards 6G. And Honorable Prime Minister in fact launched the Bharat 6G vision, and which has given a target to India that we should have 10% patents, IPR from India. I think a lot of patents have been filed in last 2 to 3 years by various organizations in India, and government is taking a lot of steps to help the industry develop technology. Various schemes are there. For example, in telecom we have schemes like DCIS. We have a lot of fund from Digital Bharat Nidhi under TTDF scheme. We have ANRF scheme of DST. We have RDI fund of DST. So money is not an issue, and this was not the case earlier, some 10 years back. So now money is available, talent is available in the country. I don't find any reason that we should not be successful in 6G. And our Honorable Minister himself takes review every month of the progress in 6G. So I'm very hopeful that the country, I'm not saying CDOT alone, CDOT along with the other stakeholders, industry, startup, academia, will be able to deliver 6G technology for the country.
Sir, I want to understand AI is the buzzword now. AI becomes now, as AI is becoming embedded in the telecom networks. Do you see? I want to understand from you. Do you see it is creating a new cybersecurity challenge, and how do you secure? How do you create a secure AI-driven telecom network?
See, till 5G, AI was outside. Like you have to bring AI into the system. In 6G, it will be AI native. What I mean by AI native, AI will be inbuilt into the 6G system. But the question is, how do you protect your existing systems? You are right. By AI, the cybersecurity challenge has become multifold. Because what a human could take months or years to find out the vulnerability, AI can do it in seconds or few minutes. It can find out the vulnerability in the system, and therefore country will have to develop AI tools. What I mean by AI tools, that our own models which can find out the vulnerabilities in the software which we develop. Because today the challenge is, suppose I have developed 4G. If I want to know what are the vulnerabilities, if I use the models which are available commercially, I have to subject, I have to give my source code to the model to find out the. So at times it is quite risky to offer your own source code to someone from the, which is not from your country. So I think government is working, and I am sure that soon India will come up with its own models, so that very confidently we can offer our source code to that model and find out vulnerability. But we are working at CDOT. We have developed a sandbox environment inside. Sandbox environment, what it does, it uses the 3 to 4 to 5 models together, and it's a federated model. So I subject my systems to that model. That model gives me the vulnerability, and we are able to plug the vulnerability, and we soon will be able to offer this facility to others also. But you are right, a lot of work has to be done as a country to protect our system from these AI attacks, because even today we see the attacks. Earlier humans used to make attacks. They will try to look into a system and try to find out where the holes are there, where the vulnerabilities are there. Now they don't have to do it. The AI tool does it automatically, and it prepares the exploit also. If it finds the vulnerability, it can immediately generate a exploit and damage your system. So we'll have to work with speed in this area, all the organizations who are developing this software. And as regard what are already existing system, we'll have to fall back onto the vendors. For example, Airtel, Vodafone, they have Nokia system, Ericsson system, Huawei systems. So they might be talking to their vendors to see that their systems are subjected to AI platform, and whatever challenges are there in those softwares are plugged by the those vendors. But as far as we are concerned, all our softwares we are trying to subject to our own models, what we have made the system, and trying to plug those vulnerabilities.
Can you tell us more about the revenues, about the CDOT revenue in the past few years?
As you know, R&Ds are never profit-making bodies. They have to invest a lot of money, and all the R&Ds are not fruitful. But I must tell you that some success we have made with the encouragement of the government. When I joined in 2020, our revenues were around 70-75 crore. And today, last 2 years, we are clocking 600 crore, and our target by the Honorable Minister is 6,000 crore in next 4 years. And I'm very sure the kind of technologies we have developed in last 4 to 5 years, the 6,000 crore target is not very far. We should be able to achieve it. And soon our disaster management technology will be the first technology which will be deployed in the other countries. So we are already in talks with many countries for this technology, because what I said, that whenever India makes a technology, it makes at a fraction of cost. So what we will do, the talent India has, I can just quote the Huawei's R&D expenses are $20 billion. Our whole budget is 400 to 500 crore of grant we get from the government. In that we have to manage, compete with the operator vendors like Huawei, Nokia, Ericsson. So given the talent, I think we can do, and we have plans to get into 6,000 crore revenue in next 3 to 4 years.
Sir, are you planning to tap into private sectors, companies, like provide your product to them, and how is it going, sir? You must be working with them, but are you trying to expand into that also?
I think wonderful question you asked. You are right. We, being R&D, we are not fit for, in a marketing domain. So therefore, what we have done, we have started appointing system integrators within India and system integrators across the globe. So these system integrators will work on a commission basis or a revenue sharing basis with us to take our technologies to these countries, within the country and outside the country. And we can't do this job. So, and we are given an offer to one appointing a CMO from a private sector, Chief Marketing Officer. We have given the offer letter, and soon we'll have a CMO with us, which have been recruited at the industry salary and not the government salary. We hope that more such manpower will come to CDOT, which will take these technologies and tap the untapped potential to generate the revenue. So system integrators, appointing partners, this work is going on. We are working under the direction of the Honorable Minister who have been guiding us to take, because he has said when you have the technology deployed at India scale, why it can go outside, and we are working with our partners. So with that partner development is ongoing.
Do you have any countries in mind to take the CDOT products?
So we have identified 12 products totally. 12 products have been identified. We have 30 products, but what we thought that the 12 products which are fully mature, which has delivered at India scale, we should take them out. So for every product, we have a different market. For example, 4G, 5G will be in markets where the penetration of 4G is less, like African market. I may not intend to go to US today, Europe today, but I might go to many countries where the 4G penetration is itself 10%. Some countries 4G itself has not come. So these were the countries for 4G. Disaster, I took the list of 32 countries which are highly disaster prone, where a lot of people are dying. You know, in India, 10,000 plus people died in cyclone in Odisha. And I must tell you, after our disaster management system has been put in place by the government, the deaths are zero. It was presented in the parliament. So we are targeting for disaster management the countries which are disaster prone. Same way, fraud, we are targeting countries where the frauds are many. The AI, again, wherever frauds are there. So depending upon the solution, we will have different set of countries, and the strategy will be that we let our technology be given to the SIs on licensing basis and revenue share basis. And we have currently the TOT model, transfer technology model, which was primarily for hardware thing. But typically all these are more software centric. I forgot to tell you one thing. When the 2G, 3G technologies or even 4G technologies came in India, they came with hardware and software from the same vendor. It was a specific hardware, specific software. So if something goes wrong, you have to go only to them. What we developed, because by that time technology had improved, what we developed, both our 4G, 5G and IMS, do not require a proprietary hardware. It can work on any server. Today my 4G can work on a laptop, it can work on a desktop, it can work a Dell server, HP server, IBM server. So I became hardware independent, and I put my software there and sell it. So it became much easier for us. So the TOT model was for hardware. So now we have released the policy for our business partners, so that they take the system in. Typically our model is 70-30. Like if you sell my item for 100 rupees, 30 rupees will be yours and 70 rupees will be mine. So that is the policy currently. So we are looking forward for SIs to work with us. Some are already done. Like for example, I said no, we sold to Bank of Baroda, Punjab National Bank and all that. It came through SIs. So our strength is in R&D. Our strength is not in marketing. With that gap we have realized, and therefore we will tap the potential of the market to take these technologies forward.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.